welcome back to the Busy Woman's Guide to True Self-Care. 10 secrets for caring for you better, more than just a spa day. Last week, I talked about, I started with talking about being self-compassionate, accepting yourself for who you are, being active, being careful what you feed yourself, and removing yourself from soul-sucking environments. Today, I'm going to continue with number 6. And this is number 6. Be at peace with yourself. You know what? There are times when you just have to tell the conflicting voices in your head to just shut up and leave you alone. Learn to be at peace with yourself in every moment of your life. Be at peace with your inner self. There's always going to be battles to fight. There's always going to be another job or task and more tasks to be done. There's always going to be something that you feel is not good enough or you're not good enough with. You're never going to, you have to come to a point where you feel at peace with yourself, with the way things are, because there's always going to be the next battle, the next problem, the next challenge, the next thing. There's always going to be the next dollar to be made. There's always going to be the next pound to lose. There's always going to be the next wrinkle to get rid of. There's always going to be something. Since that is life, do not wait until everything is so-called settled in order to be at peace with yourself. Be happy with where you are and refuse destination addiction. You know what destination addiction is? That's when you say, I'll be happy when, I'll be happy if, I'll be happy when. Once you find somebody who is single saying, I'll be happy when I get married. When they get married, oh, I'll just be so happy when I have children. When they have the child, oh, I'll be so happy when they're grown up, when they can walk and talk for themselves. Then when they can talk for themselves, oh, I'll be so happy when they become more independent. Then I'll be so happy when are you finally going to be happy if you are postponing your happiness with every single situation you come into? Be at peace with yourself and be happy with where you are right now. Now, that doesn't mean not to reach for more or to do more, be more, etc. But you can do those two things at the same time. Be at peace with yourself. Life will never be perfect. That's a fact. And when you're at peace with yourself, you move through the world more powerfully. You're more empowered to take the next steps that you need for your own life and not just let everything get to you, because life is always going to be coming at you. You choose peace over destination addiction. Don't wait until your life is perfect before you decide to be at peace. Number 7, take time off. Take time off. There is no substitute for taking time away from the activities you do on a regular, whether it's work, whether it's, housework, taking kids to school, all the things that make you a busy woman, right? Take time to unplug. I've often fallen into this trap myself. Oh, I haven't made my revenue goal, so I can't take time off. And then you find that when you do make your revenue goals, you set another goal. So when are you ever going to take time off? Take time off to relax, recharge, refresh, refocus, and come back rejuvenated. Take time off. Now, you may feel you don't deserve to take time off, but let me tell you something. Time off, rest, and relaxation is a key to whatever productivity you're trying to chase. You want to get better at something. You've been doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. Take time off. Take a step back. Take a minute to recuperate and replenish your lost or expended energies. Okay? If soldiers in a war zone can take time off, then you can take time off too from whatever you do on a regular basis. Number 8, do something you love every day. Now, I'm not saying go make money doing something you love. You can do that if you want to, right? But do something that you love. That is just, you're doing it because of the fact that you love it. Now, obviously, I don't need to tell you that shouldn't be something that's illegal, immoral, unethical, unsafe, or unkind, right? But something you love. I remember having this conversation with somebody who was a guitarist, not a professional guitarist. He's a corporate professional, but he loves to play the guitar. And he's like, I've never played my guitar. It's like, just take 15 minutes, bring out the guitar and play it. Like, you don't have to, you're not playing for an audience. It doesn't have to sound perfect, but it will give you so much joy, so much pleasure. And from there, you function better. If you're not doing things you love, you're not caring for yourself. Do something you love. It doesn't have to, you don't have to take a whole hour to do it, right? Maybe you love to wake up in the morning and have a cup of tea before everybody gets up. Do that. And that's saying it doesn't matter. So when people ask me things like, what do you do for self-care? What do you do for self-care? I say, what do you like to do? Because some people like massages, some people don't. Like, I have a client who said to me, yeah, I like getting manicures and pedicures and doing my hair, but to me, it's another job. I'm like, yeah, so what do you love to do? It doesn't have to be a manicure and pedicure and getting your hair done. Some people like that. But again, just like her, to me, that's another job. That's like, well, I'm taking a shower. It's not special. What brings you joy? Do the thing that brings you joy, or the things that bring you joy. Do what you love, just for 10 minutes a day, and you will be amazed at how much better you will feel, how much less stressed out you will feel. Number 9, and this is huge. People don't always see this as part of self-care, and that's why this is self-care in a different way than you've probably seen it before. Stop pretending. Now, what do I mean by that? I don't pretend. I'm not a pretender. Stop trying to be a square peg in a round hole. Stop trying to be accepted by all and sundry to the point where you pretend to like things that you hate and to hate things that you like. They say that a lot of people fill out on a dating profile. A lot of women fill out that they like hiking and they don't like hiking. If you don't like hiking, don't put it on your dating profile. Stop pretending, or else you will not have to keep on pretending and pretending and pretending. Now it's 3 years later, you're in a relationship and this guy's like, yeah, let's go hiking again. And you're like, I hate hiking. And it's like, oh, I always thought you loved it. Stop pretending. There are enough people for you in whatever you do. So like whether it's business, so you're trying to find a relationship or whatever, or friends, there's no need to pretend. If you don't like meat, don't eat it. If you don't like alcohol, don't drink it. On the other hand, if you do, then do enjoy responsibly, right? As they all say. But stop pretending that you like certain things you don't just to be accepted, or you hate certain things that you don't just to be accepted. If you don't like going to parties, don't go to them. You see, if people only accept the pretend version of you, how will you ever be yourself? Self-care is being yourself. People don't think of that as being self-care. Think of how much mental energy we spend when we're trying to pretend to be something else. Imagine if I was, okay, I'm doing this video now, and maybe you could hear from my accent, I'm not American, right? But imagine if I was trying so hard to sound American that now the message of the video is now lost because I'm pretending, right? So, it's a simple, happy life when you stop pretending that things are what they are not, or you are what you are not. There are some things you will never be. Stop pretending to be them. That is peak self-care, because at the end of the day, you have so much more emotional and mental energy to actually dedicate to living life rather than trying to be this pretend fake person and nobody will end up knowing you. It's a waste of time to pretend. Stop pretending. Number 10, last but not the least, do what is working and stop doing what isn't, okay? I tell my children this too all the time. I say, doing more of what isn't working is not going to make it work any better. If something works for you, your life, your schedule, no matter how unconventional it may seem to others, do it. As long as, again, like I say, as long as it's not unsafe, unclean, immoral, illegal, unethical, do what you need to do. If it's working for you, keep doing it. If it's not working, stop. No matter how common sense it may seem, if something isn't working for you, isn't going to work for you, don't do it. I always give this example of not sending my children to preschool. And a lot of people would tell me, aren't you worried about their social development? Why aren't you sending them to preschool? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, preschool is not going to work for me and my family. This is where we're at right now. It wasn't going to work. And I didn't send them to preschool. I didn't send them to school until they were old enough to go to school. and they're now much older and they have not suffered for that reason. Do what works for you. If it works, do it. If it's not working, please, by all means, stop it. Don't keep doing something that's not working because everyone is doing it or everyone is saying that this is what it should be. It's your life. Peak self-care is being able to stand in your own mind and make unconventional choices that work for you. That's self-care, not just a spa day. And I have nothing against spa days, vacations, yada, yada, yada. But let me tell you something. Self-care is more than that. It's more than just a break. Self-care is a daily activity. Self-care happens all the time, all the time, all the time, not just one day or once in a while. So I'm going to recap all 10 points of the Busy Woman's Guide to True Self-Care. 10 secrets to caring for you better, more than just a spa day. Number 1, self-compassion. Number 2, self-acceptance. Number 3, be active. Number 4, be careful what you feed yourself with. Number 5, remove yourself from toxic environments. Number 6, be at peace with yourself. Number 7, take regular time off from your regular day-to-day activities. Number 8, do what you love every day. Number 9, stop pretending in order to be accepted. And number 10, do what is working and stop doing what isn't working. And as you can see, self-care is not limited to an act here and there, but it's a pattern of how you choose to live your life, prioritizing yourself, your health, your emotions, and your wellness in order to consistently show up a better person than you were yesterday. So if you don't show up as your best, the world is robbed of a gem, and you cannot show up as your best if you do not take care of yourself. So have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Please share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you can know whenever we send out any new videos.